What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Days with Wade. So you might be wondering, where am I sitting right now? This is the storeroom for this is the Ultimate Underwear Club warehouse. This is actually a spare room in my house where I keep all the Ultimate Underwear Club stock. So a lot of you might not know that I do have a business called the Ultimate Underwear Club, and it's been quite a journey. I started this business back in 2022. Very, very naive, knowing nothing about business. It all kind of started when I was struggling to find a good pair of underwear. I was wearing quite short trunks. I was wearing MeUndies, and I just thought they were the best. I heard them on Joe Rogan's podcast, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to give these MeUndies a go, and I wore them for ages, for quite a while, until I just kind of realized that something wasn't right. I was chafing, the comfort just wasn't there, and I decided to step up my underwear game to try and prevent the chafing from things like just working out, from running. Obviously, if you're doing like a lot of leg workouts or you have big legs in general, you're going to suffer from chafing. But I just thought that was just a normal way of life. I just thought that's just what you had to deal with. So there's this very prominent brand in Australia whose name will not be spoken in this video, but I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. They were the pioneers of the anti-chafing panels. And so this is a very prominent brand, as I said. So these guys are kind of everywhere. So I was so excited to try them. And at first I thought they were great. I thought these are the bee's knees. These are so comfy. But as time went on, I kept pulling them down, and they were very outspoken about, we don't ride up, we're going to keep your thighs covered and protected, and you're not going to be chafing, and the comfort's going to be so good. We have this pouch that is great for support. And at the time, I worked at a supplement warehouse, an online e-commerce store, fatburnersonly.com.au, if you want to know where I was working. Paul, shout out to Paul. So I was working at his warehouse, picking a lot of orders, doing probably like 15,000 steps a day. So I was struggling with the underwear that I just purchased that I thought was really good. So I just thought, damn, like I tried a few other brands, and some of them were good. I'm not going to lie. They had some good features, but it was almost like there was no perfect pair out there. Some brands did really good in some aspects and not so well in others, and vice versa. So you often found that these brands, there was no ultimate pair, is what I'm trying to say. So oftentimes, and they wouldn't last as well. That was the big thing. So I'm just like, what am I going to do? There's so many brands out there that are cutting costs. So I really wish there was just a brand out there that had all these real awesome features that men needed, and that would actually last, would actually stand the test of time. And I was always fascinated about e-commerce businesses and Shopify, and I've always been like a creative sort of business type person. I think like very drawn to the idea of having a business and trying it out. So it's just always something that I always toyed with throughout my 20s. I'm currently 32. And I was just like thinking, you know, what business? And I spent so many years wondering about it. And so anyway, I just had this problem, and I thought, you know what? I'm actually going to do something about it. I'm actually going to give it a go. And I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know anything about underwear. I don't know anything about business. I have no idea how hard this is going to be, but I'm just going to do it. Why not? What's the worst that can happen? So I spent about 10 grand on stock, and I'm jumping ahead. I went on Alibaba and bought a few samples and tried them out, and they were complete garbage. So I thought, what? How can I go? Where can I go from here? So I found one supplier their initial sample was not too bad. So I just went back and forth with them for a very long time. I'm talking probably about a year, where I'm telling them to change this, to change that, to improve this, maybe try this out. So I spent quite a bit of time and money going back and forth on these different designs, because I didn't want to be just like those random drop shipping companies that just buy the stock and make a website and just market it and flog it off as their own product, when in reality it's just some garbage from, that you could buy on Temu that no one's put any thought into it. They've just gone, let's make this thing as cheaply as possible and just get it out there. So I spent quite a long time designing the underwear and wearing it, and just critiquing certain parts and improving it. So anyway, we came up with Ultimate Underwear 1.0 that I was very happy with. And yeah, I just got 10 grand and was like, you know what? I'm just going to give this a go. If I lose 10 grand, at least I tried. And you know what? I'm going to learn a lot of things along the way. So why not just give this a go? So I gave it a go. I learned so much through Canva, through Facebook, and it's such an experience as well, because you just learn so much about people as well. So many people are going to say, oh, wow, you're starting a business? Oh, that's great. Let me know when you're going live. I'm going to get a few pairs. And of course, the people who were the most loudest about helping you out and how they're going to be there and all this stuff just weren't there. And it was the silent people who you they'd say, oh, how you going, Wade? And oh yeah, I'm just doing this thing. And oh, okay, yeah, that's all right. And they don't say anything. And then all of a sudden your phone goes off and you see their name and you're just like, you absolute legend. Like I love people who are like that they don't talk, they just do it, and you find out when it's done. So yeah, it's very, I don't know, sobering. I don't know. You learn a lot about people and how far they're willing to support you, and you learn who actually will support you and who won't support you. You might have some people in your life that, oh yeah, that they'll support me, but then when push comes to shove, it's just crickets. But anyway, I'm not hating on anyone who's said they were going to help me. It's just funny. I'm just pointing out that a lot of people will, when you start a business, they'll be really enthusiastic, like they want to help you, but they'll be very quiet when it's time. So anyway, make the website on Shopify. I'm having so much fun designing the logo, the name, the symbol, and the Ultimate Underwear Club bicep. I just wanted this brand to be a very masculine brand, and this is why people ask me, Wade, when are you going to do like women's underwear and things like that? And I'm just like, well, I'd probably not for a very long time, because A, I'm not a woman, and B, my business is just very infantile at this stage. Like, we're not, we're making sales, but I'm not, I'm in my home right now. So I don't have all this money. I'm going on a side tangent. There's people like, wait, when are you going to do designs? When are you going to do this, do that? It's like, bro, I've got to sell all this first before I do anything. Like, do you think that, like, I'm just this guy in my house, like, who decided to make a business. So I'm not like this corporation who's coming out with all these different designs and limited only drops. It's like, no, bro, I've got to like sell all this stuff before I think about buying more. You know, I'm not going to just increase my liabilities and dig myself deeper into a hole that I can't get myself out of. Like, come on. So it's just you learn a lot. You just learn a lot by doing as well. You save yourself a lot of time. Like I bought a lot of books on, you know, Shopify and how to grow your own e-commerce business, and it's kind of funny because I ended up taking action more than doing a lot of reading, like book reading. But it's funny, I went back and read all these books, flicked through them, and you end up learning all the stuff as you go anyway. So like with your own mistakes and trial and error and just time doing it. So, but anyway, so we launch, and it's actually kind of interesting because on the day that I launched on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you, because, well, for no real reason, really. The website was ready, everything was ready, and I thought, what am I going to do? How am I going to launch? Like, I need something special, and May the 4th was in like a week, so I was like, you know what, it's just going to be Star Wars Day. So I started making like all this Star Wars content on on the TikTok, and then all these people were like, oh, when is the Star Wars stuff? Like, when are your Star Wars designs coming out? This is an underwear brand for Star Wars. And I just thought, oh my gosh, like, you guys have just completely missed the point. I was just having fun. I was like, you know, Darth chafing and Darth ride up, and yeah, I was using, to be fair, I was using a lot of ChatGPT at the time, because that's when ChatGPT first came out, and I was like, can you help me write a script? And I look back at it now and I cringe, but I just leave it on there. Like, if you go to my TikTok or my YouTube, scroll all the way down, you'll see all the Star Wars stuff. But yeah, so we just launched on May the 4th, and I happened to serve a customer at work, and I don't know, we just got chatting, and I told him I had a business, and he's like, oh yeah, I'll buy some underwear. And he just gave me cash, and he's like, I'm going to come back tomorrow, just give me a couple pairs. And he just really liked me. So on the first day that I launched, I managed to make a cash sale when I wasn't even trying. So it was just really, it made my day. And we had another guy, Star Trek driver, Tyson, who's a legend. He does a bit of streaming on Twitch. I'm not sure if he's still doing that. I haven't spoke to him in a while, but he was one of our first customers as well. It's just very touching when you make a business, because the people who you least expect are the most supportive. And what's bittersweet is sometimes the people that you expect are going to support you the most are the least supportive. Anyway, we launch, and I'm barely making any sales. It's very disheartening. I'm just like, and then Paul, my boss at the time, he's like, wait, have you made any sales? And I was just like, no, haven't made any sales. Paul, can you please stop asking? Everyone wants to know how many sales you're making when you just start. And you're like, bro, I'm not making any sales. I've literally got no following and no customer base and nothing going. I don't know what I'm doing. So not making any sales. But at the time, you don't want to say that to anyone. So you're just like, oh yeah, you know, I'm making a few sales here and there. Like, you know, anyway. So Holly looks on TikTok. She loves TikTok. So she sees these guys on there, these digital marketing guys, and they have this free call where they can just improve your store and things like that. So I have a call with them, and they were really good. They taught me a lot in a very short period of time, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to bring them on. Let's get their advertising in, and let's see what happens. And so we brought them in, and they were great. They opened up the Google Ads, and Google Ads was absolutely going off, and just see cha-ching, 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 like the Shopify sounds going off. And I thought, this is great. Business is booming. But it wasn't really booming, and we can go to that later. And so anyway, we're smashing through our stock, and then they're like, you know what, because everything's going so well, we're going to start doing Facebook for free for you for about a month. So I was like, okay, let's do that. So we got Facebook, we got Google ads going, and then we've got management fees going, and the price for the ads as well. And you know, me being so new, not really knowing how to grow a business and know if I'm making profit or not, you know, because you've only got a certain amount of money to play with when you're selling underwear, especially because they're cheap. There's not much money when you break it all down. Free shipping, cost of goods, marketing. It's like you're lucky to, you know, have any money left over after that. So I was like, you know, turning a kind of a blind eye to it. I was just like, nah, we'll just keep going anyway. So we go to Europe. I proposed to Holly, and we go to Europe, we have a good time, and eventually we run out of stock. So I just said, oh, look, guys, we're going to have to just pause it for a little while. And then anyway, I get home from Europe, and I do the numbers, and I'm just like, holy moly, I've just lost like 7 or 8 grand. So the cost of goods was 10 grand, and I've probably spent about 8 grand on ads and management. And so I made no money. I made absolutely no money. And I just thought, you know what, this is so fun. I'm gonna buy it again. I'm gonna buy some more stock, but I would like to kind of improve it a bit. So I spent a bit more time working on the product, and then we launched Ultimate Underwear Club 2.0. But I thought, I'm not gonna go down the agency route again. I'm gonna try and learn how to do it myself. So this is another agency that's, you know, in Perth, and they give you a 2-day workshop on how to run your own Google and Facebook ads, and they do like weekly calls to advise you and try and give you advice to help you on what to do. And so I did that for a little while, trying to advertise, trying to go on Facebook, trying to just and trying to make content on TikTok, and trying to keep it fresh and interesting, because as a business, like, no one wants to be sold to on social media when they're trying to relax and have fun. So trying to make funny skits, trying to just do everything I can to try and sell underwear, but it was only really the ads that were kind of making moves, and email marketing as well, and sales. That like sales is like a Valentine's Day sale, Father's Day sale, you know, free gift wrapping to the customers. That would get people on board. And so I'm trying hard to try and scale this business with paid advertising, and it's just tough because the amount of money you'd have to pay to Google and Facebook, in particular Google is savage. Google is like, I just don't know how people survive on there. You have to be a pretty big business with a lot of turnover, because there's a Performance Max campaign, and they would charge you sometimes like $20 a click. Like, I'm not even joking. It's just like, you feel like ringing someone in Google and being like, hey mate, like $20 a click, this guy didn't even buy. Like, can you please explain to me why you want $20? So it would just be like pouring money into a pit, and it was very stressful at the time, because I'm just like, what are my options? How am I going to grow this business when it's costing me way more to get customers and I'm not making any money? It's just completely pouring it down the drain. And same with Facebook as well. Facebook was probably not as bad, because at least you could make videos and pictures and kind of sell yourself a little bit on there. But it's like trying to row your boat down a stream with a hole in the boat. You know, you can only row a little bit, but then you have to pick up the bucket and start getting the water out, otherwise you're going to sink. And so I just felt like I wasn't getting anywhere, and I'm just wasting money, and, you know, I've already spent so much money to get to where I am at the moment. So it was kind of just like, man, what do I do? How do I grow this? Because it's just getting too expensive. So I made the decision to stop advertising. So I don't advertise at all anymore. I'm not on Facebook or Instagram or Google. Definitely not Google. Google was the worst. So, and right now I'm just kind of working on my YouTube channel and trying to grow that, trying to build an audience, and trying to hopefully sell it organically through, content like this or anything else, because I just cannot for the life of me figure out how to grow this business any other way. So, and there's no, and you shouldn't have to grow it any other way. Like, there's no investors, you're bootstrapping it. You need to get interest in it organically and start, making a little bit of money to survive. So, yeah, completely organic right now, trying to do my best to make it grow. And that's pretty much where I'm at the moment. And I wanted to just share this with you guys, just in case you're building your own e-commerce business, and I just wanted to document it for you guys. There's so many challenges with regards to starting your own business as well. There's so many pitfalls, and it's hard to know who to trust. But I'm very lucky in the sense that this underwear isn't going off. It's not going away, and I can store it as long as I want, and it's not going to go bad. It's soft. It's really, really good quality stuff. So it's going to last. They're all wrapped, so there's no rush. I don't have to, imagine trying to sell like supplements or things that actually expire. I was watching this podcast with this entrepreneur. She was doing frozen yogurt, and man, the pressure she had to try and sell that. No thanks for me. No thanks. So it's kind of like I kind of changed my business approach a bit. I'm kind of trying to work on my own brand at the moment, Days with Wade, and trying to sell this, or trying to promote the underwear where I can. I do feel awkward talking about it because I don't know, trying to promote yourself just feels a bit awkward. Ideally, in an ideal world, people would just buy and you wouldn't have to market or sell or be very salesy. But obviously we don't live in a world like that, so we have to do these sort of things. But it's just something I'm getting better at. I'm just hoping that I can provide enough value, and then hopefully get some people on side that like me enough to try out my underwear. Not my underwear, my underwear for sale. If anyone got confused out there, maybe they thought I was actually selling my own actual underwear. And then just kind of see how we go from there. So I'm just changing the business model a little bit with that. And then see how we go. As I said, there's no rush, so I've got time to figure it out, and kind of just go from there, guys. So let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Let me know, if you guys have any business aspirations, or if you're currently running your own e-commerce business. Let me know what the journey's been like for you. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's all I've got to say about that so far. But I will do another video on the specific designs of the underwear. And we'll just kind of go from there, guys. So thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.